What is up, YouTube? Before we get started today, make sure you like and subscribe. Comment below if you agree with any of the new patch notes that are coming out. So that is what we're going to be going over today is the wonderful Battlefield 6 patch notes that go live tomorrow, the 18th. So we saw this originally come out the 12th, that they kind of released a roadmap here. Season 1 is going to be arriving. California Resistance, November 18th. Some of the smaller patch notes that came out, Casual Breakthrough, which had bots. Don't know if I really cared for that. The challenges and assignments look like they made them a lot easier than they were prior, which I know that the recon, for example, had a lot of issues, especially with that headshot challenge. Some of the assault one got changed too. I think the last one for assault got pretty heavily nerfed. It used to be like 5,000 repair in a battle. Now it's like 1,000 in a match. So the bots being reintroduced on verified experiences, right? Because there was a lot of bot lobbies that people were posting all over the place, XP farms, etc. Looks like they had changed a lot of those. Several issues were resolved in the quality of life update, but this is the big one coming out tomorrow. Weapon dispersion bloom. So we all know, if you've been playing Battlefield for the last couple months, SMGs rule. There's no doubt about SMGs being the pinnacle of weapons right now. They have unbelievable precision at long range. They have the fastest TTK. It's just so, you can't use the LMGs. It's like impossible. It's almost like they made the suppression challenge. They dumbed down the LMGs for that suppression challenge, so you could get through the first one, get all the way to the 240 Lima. So I hope that the bloom fixes, because I know their point. The point was to have a little bit of burst fire, but when you're getting outgunned at 50 plus meters by an SMG, it really ruins the experience for people that are trying to use any gun but an SMG, trying to not use meta. And so dispersion adjustments, the things that they're talking about doing, we're gonna see, because you know they can talk about wanting to do a lot of the adjustments, because some people were rumoring that the bloom was going to be fixed and that some of the precision was going to be fixed, et cetera, et cetera. But it didn't really seem like it happened. But now we're trying to see what they're going to be doing tomorrow. So this is the day prior. I will make another one. Change of weapons feels smoother, more consistent, especially at longer ranges. See, that's what I mean. If you shouldn't be outgunned by an SMG. If I'm playing that Brooklyn map and I'm on B, or whatever the objective is, it's under the bridge, and you're on the objective, I think it's C, that's on the rooftops, and I'm shooting my M60 at you, and you're outgunning me with a frickin', SGX or the MP5 or the P90 or the Vector, right? If I'm being outgunned by that, it's just no. No. So I know that they had made adjustments earlier where people were like, when are we going to unlock the challenge for frickin' glass, sunglasses? Looks like there's going to be more adjustments. There was in one of my streams, my buddy went in a bathroom and it was like pitch black in the bathroom. You wouldn't have been able to, and he had like one of the darker skins for one of the characters. So it's like you definitely wouldn't have been able to have seen him in that room. Challenge clarity. Um, Not sure if people were really upset about challenges and how they were ver- like verbiage for them. I, I don't know if I even saw that. I know the thresholds were too high. I'm stuck on the last challenge for damage in a match in the battle royale in red sec, but it doesn't make sense because I got the other four. So why am I stuck on the like the red one? I maybe they'll adjust that. More segments of Fort Lincoln will be available. Okay, I'm not really big into the portal stuff. I know that's kind of a lot of the community. I did play the Avalanche, one of the Avalanche versions, where they had the jets fall down and you had to avoid them to get to the top. That was kind of fun. This is huge. This aim assist adjustments. I heard that they are bringing back to what the beta was like. I know a lot of people now have done the whole look at this for the best controller settings, look at this for the best snap, aim assist, what have you. What I noticed too is when you're looking at a guy and if there's multiple people and you're shooting at one, it doesn't feel tight. There's not that a very tight, you know, window that they had like in the beta. And so I'm really hoping it goes from like a, what seems like the outline of the character, the silhouette. I feel like it should be a little P. A little P is what should hit you in the middle. I shoot you, I can go strafe up or down to get a headshot, whatever. But I feel like it should be a P. That's what the hit should be. It shouldn't be a silhouette. Because the problem is when there's like a silhouette and I'm shooting you, and then there's someone next to you, it has a tendency to hitch into the next silhouette, which hopefully this will resolve. The infantry zoom snap settings are only active in single player. Okay, but I still think that if they can get that hitch to not be a silhouette, or at least make the silhouette tighter, that would be a really big change for the aim assist. I play on Xbox. People I know were using controllers. They were saying that PlayStation controllers were broken at some point, which is insanity. Um, but yeah, so this goes live tomorrow. I'm gonna release another video for kind of um what is I'm gonna play a little bit, get a couple hours in before I make anything. The Bloom, I think the Bloom aim assist has its issues. I get that, but I definitely think Bloom. And the thing that I'm not seeing here is hit registration. Unless they're trying to say that the the bloom would make, because you have less bloom, your bullets would count. I'm not getting that out of this. I'm getting out of recoil tuning, long range. Your bullet's not going out in a cone as much, right? It's not going out in a cone. It's more or less kind of a smaller cone, which is good. That's still good. LMGs will hopefully have a comeback and be better, because M60 is like damn near impossible to use at long range. Though I would like to see something with hit reg. That doesn't look like that's here. Lighting, didn't really notice. Challenge clarity. That, I don't know if anyone was really complaining about that. Aim assist, I know some folks were, so that's good. Vehicle balance pass. Don't know what that crap is. Breakthrough mode. Several maps in Breakthrough have been updated to improve balance of flow. Okay, fewer vehicles. Okay, rush mode improvement. So hopefully some of these adjustments they're making later down the line are going to be out there. But hit reg. Okay, so this is the hit registration is okay. TDD and TTK. I don't know if it's bugs. I truly think that the bugging they think exists in this hit reg can be resolved with this bloom. Because if your bullets have less of a cone, you're more likely to hit more. That's what I would think. I don't write code. I'm not an engineer. But I think if your hit, if your weapon zero is tighter, your hitbox is tighter. If I aim center mass and my bullets are hitting center mass, you're gonna have a lot harder time of bullets not registering if the cone that I'm shooting, if my zeroing, my bullet grouping is smaller. That's fundamentally how you fire guns, right? If I'm shooting down range and my bullet grouping is smaller, you're more accurate. So I think hopefully hit registration is going to be improved by Bloom. The other thing, there's a lot of issues with audio. Like a car could drive right by you and you wouldn't even hear it. Seems like sometimes my teammates' footsteps are louder, or even like the same volume. And I don't necessarily think that plating. I think plating, the time it takes to plate, is good. I don't think it needs to be less. We don't want Call of Duty movement, with slide canceling and I'm gonna just pop in 3 plates right away. I think that what they're doing with making plating a little more of, like they're saying, a tactical decision, where if you're gonna get in a firefight, you need plates. If you're engaged in a firefight and you take damage, do I break off or do I continue to fight? Those are important because you don't have the time. I don't have the time. If TTK is a few seconds, I don't have the time. So tomorrow, November 18th, big one. It's like 4 a.m. for me in Central. I have no idea if I'm gonna play that. Probably not right in the morning, but I'm gonna definitely try and get in here. I'm gonna give it a few matches. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Red Sec was adjusted, and so it looks like these will be a lot more of multiplayer picks. So let me know if you're gonna try it out tomorrow. Love to hear people's feedback. Love to see your comments. Love to see you in the stream. Live stream tomorrow. Live stream tonight. And we'll catch you next time. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good night, YouTube.